going to get started in a minute. Technical difficulties on my end, so I apologize. We'll give a minute for everyone to come in.
I'll send you the one that people are on. I don't know if yours thing says Despacho.
So for anyone that's on right now who is new to ceremony, okay?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. So hi everyone. We'll get started, and we have a lot of latecomers. I think it was me. I don't know. Spirit, something. So for everyone that may be new to even meeting me, I am Candy Batterton. I work out of Solutions. I have been doing ceremony there for probably about 9 years now. And the ceremony that I'm going to present today is a Peruvian ceremony. And it's about making a prayer bundle. It's about making a prayer offering. It's like making a living mandala, a living embodiment of our prayers. And we always do it in honor of seasonal changes because we want to come into balance. We want to come into alignment, into renewal with with whoever, with the times. So, but for me, especially this year, we have on the summer solstice, because going into the summer season is about things heat up. And they really start to move. So, given everything that's going on, for me too, today is actually my first elder's birthday that brought me on the path that I walked with the Lakotas. And then beyond that, and she passed on into spirit. So, and I felt her a lot. I feel like this time is a lot about the ancestors and the ancestors coming to work with us and talking with us, and that the veil is so thin. And we have the pandemic that we're in, and what that has brought up for us, to me, that was part of like literally taking each one of us on our own personal vision quest. A way of going within and really seeing what bears fruit, like especially now that we're going into the summer. And we've sown seeds in the spring and during this time, and we're at a critical point in mass on the planet. And this solstice to me seems very, very powerful and profound. We will be, it holds a solar eclipse, but it's also going to look like a ring of fire, which I think is, for some reason, I'm not an astrologer by any means, but for me, it's energetically when I look at that, is that it's helping us burn off that which we need to burn off to step in a new way. And then we have Juneteenth, and I would really like to honor that and and come from that at a place where I want to put in my personal asking. To me, to shift something this big, we have to come into balance, and we have to own that which lives in us, or that which has lived in our family line. So I will be making a prayer about coming into balance, about asking for forgiveness, about for anything that I may have done. And especially Deepak had a thing today, which I thought was really cool, about this is a time about returning to humanity. And how do we become humane? And the first way to become humane is to honor and come into alignment and to make peace and to forgive ourselves for the perpetrator that lives within each and every one of us, and for the victim that can live in each and every one of us. I've always been taught that, and the other night, literally, I woke up like every 2 hours from my dream state, and each one just kept fixing on each other, but I was really looking at that, be the change you wish to see in the world, is like literally what do we want to create? What do we want to bring in? And how do we really embody that? Like, so for me, it's been a struggle, like the last couple weeks, with working with all the energy and everything going on, and bringing up trauma within me and sadness within me. And I spent a little bit thinking I was backpedaling, like, all these years of healing and all these years of doing things that I kind of had taken a major step back. And as I've been working with that, what I've been looking at, it's not about that. It's about not only are we healing our own pieces, there's a huge global shift happening right now. And for me, anyone that's conscious and walking a spiritual path, we're going to feel that. We're going to feel that intensity, and we're going to feel that global shift. So for me, yes, part of it was my pieces, but a big piece of it is that there's such a huge shift, but what I keep hearing is tonight there's a portal to create such a huge shift. And not only for ourselves. I mean, it's great when we have our own shifts because that's what's reflected in the world, but that anyone this weekend, and there are going to be thousands upon thousands of ceremonial people doing ceremony at this time. And to me, if that veil and that portal is as strong as it is, and if we can sit and hold and carry that vision of what we want to create in our world, in the global world, then how powerful is that? So that's where I feel honored to be able to bring ceremony. And where ceremony differs from a workshop is ceremony is we're working with prayer, we're working with intention, we're working with pure heart. And the thing that differs from a ceremony to a workshop is when you make that prayer and I'm just a vehicle, like I say, like almost like I just set the coffee. I open this space and create a container for which each of us can sit and be with source, with creator, however we see that, and with our higher self, and be able to make the most magnificent prayer. And what I can say to you is the universe's only answer is yes. Creator will only give us exactly what we ask for or we pray for. So that's where it differs from a workshop. And we're working with coming into balance and with Aini, and that's why we create this bundle, and we start with our paper, and then we'll build it with a lot of plate things that come from nature, because we're giving back, we're going back into balance, so that all these organizing principles that are with us all the time, all the directions in the earth and the sky, and so the masculine and the feminine, the father and the mother, that we make ourselves available to them and them to us. that we come into a balance where we can be in perfect relation, that we can be creators because we are co-creators. And that's what to me is so powerful about today, is that when we are in this place of co-creating, in this time of this portal that's so expansive and so open, that we are that powerful. And I'm losing my words. But anyway, so tonight we'll sit in ceremony, we'll be together, and we'll make prayers, and we'll make prayers to come into balance of anything within you that you know that you want to let go of tonight, that you know isn't part of the creation story you want to create from this point forward. Because to me tonight, whatever you pray for is that powerful. Don't engage with that part of you that is holding you back. Don't engage with that part of you that says that you're less than or that you can't. Don't engage with that part of you that wants to hold you here because it wants to be in control. If you came here tonight, it's because your higher self, that soul part of you, said, I'm showing up. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make a prayer, not only for myself, but for my community, for the world right now. But more importantly, how we do that is how do we live it? How do we breathe it? How do we honor that prayer that we make? How do we, and part of that is by us giving offerings into this bundle of being able to say thank you for these gifts. Thank you, I want to work in communion with you. And you'll see as we build it, the different elements that we're thanking and we're honoring and we're giving gratitude to, and that we're asking to come into our lives to help us. I was taught a very long time ago that if we truly are able to surrender the ego and really step into alignment with that place of spirit, with our higher self, that the universe is always there to conspire on our behalf. And I think that is now more than ever, especially tonight with our prayers. So whatever we can get into that place of really sitting there and creating communion within, our prayers can really manifest. And that makes me so hopeful. Hopeful for the world that can contradict feeling that way. That doesn't reflect, the world is not reflecting that which in my heart that I want to have for my daughter and for my daughter's children and their children. It's not where I would want, it's not even where I want to be, let alone be what we leave. What's our legacy? So that's what I'm hearing Spirit say right now. What is our legacy, and what do we want to leave for our future selves, for our future descendants? What do you want them to carry that is such a big piece of who you are and part of this movement on the planet and this part of this huge shift? We're in this place of the Pachacuti, this upheaval, this upturn, so that we went from 500 years of darkness and now we're entering 500 years of light. But that darkness is really struggling and trying to hold on. So how do we keep aligning with ushering in more of that light, more of that healing? And that to me is a very powerful place. So I thank you all for being here. Normally, if we were together, it's more, what do you call that? Well, it's a circle, but no, it's more interactive, like where people would be able to, if it's a small enough group, everyone works with the elements. So I want you to maybe from wherever you're at, when I place them in, really be able to sit and hold that, really maybe see yourself in your mind's eye, connecting and placing those in. You'll see when I place in the objects, I use my breath, because that's my life force, that's my chi. So that's how we do that, the breath of life, how we breathe life and a prayer into each piece that we're putting in.
You want to,
well, we will. But we always pray with a kintu. And a kintu is 3 leaves. In Peru, it would be cocoa leaves, and here it's bay leaves. And the 3 leaves are that part of the middle, upper, and lower world. To me, just part of that place of Trinity. And you'll see a red and a white petal representing the Father and the Mother of Mother Earth and Father Sky, that place of the masculine and the feminine. Each person gets akin to and makes a prayer. So how we'll do it here is we'll call up each person as we see them. My daughter will place your kintu up to the screen, and you blow your prayer of that which you want to let go of, that which you want to create, whatever is in your heart. And what I keep hearing Spirit say is dream big. Dream so much bigger than you even think is possible. That's how powerful tonight is. Dream the highest thought in this moment that you can have for yourself, even if it seems the most far-fetched thing in the world. It's an invitation, and that's what ceremony is. It's purely an invitation. So when it comes time, I'll be working here, so she'll call up each person, and then you can blow the kintu in, and then I'll place it into. So, and the whole time you're here, just know I have them out. So ceremony transports time and space. So it's just like you are all sitting here. So anything through your mind's eye that you connect into is happening here at the altar. I can guarantee you and promise that. What I kind of would like before we get started, though, is to have a head count. Do you know how many?
There's 9
people, but Lynn and Sean.
3. We got 3 counts. So, look at.
Okay. So, is there any questions? I mean, because it's kind of experiential, and then you'll hear me before we get started. I will open directions, and that is me calling in those organizing principles I was talking about, so that we can be in this sacred bubble, this sacred place of energy that we can be held, and we can be able to make our prayer. And these principles will be able to sit and work with us. Realize that your ancestors will come on board. The lineage through which I work will be here assisting us. Your spirit helpers, your guides, your helping spirits, your power animals, call them all in. Call in all your resources tonight. I really think it's going to be a very profound experience for us all, and I honor you and thank you for being here. And so we will just go right in. So I'll open directions, so you can close your eyes and just see those directions. Anyone that wants to do it can stand up if you know where the directions are in your house and feel them come in. But really connect in, and you'll feel the energy shift in your home. The wings of the sound, Sachamama, great serpent. Come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of the suffering and step into that place of impeccability. Thank you, thank you, thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Dr. Ango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Thank you for mulching that which no longer serves, and thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet, yet not leave a footprint. Oh. To the winds of the north, to Siddha Kinte, great hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of magic and of imagery and of poetry. Thank you for this place of stillness and flight, of teaching us how to be the eye in the center of the storm. But more importantly, teach us how to drink directly from that sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, Apuchin, you who fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Oh, thank you, more importantly, for teaching us eagle vision. Help us to be able to see the limitless possibilities available at all times. So we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Pachamama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the croy, the fin, the fur, and the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being that true alchemist, taking that which no longer serves and bringing it back to us in the gifts of gold. I thank you so much for teaching us that place of the divine feminine, of nurturing and of grounding and of structure and of balance and of that sense of home. And I thank you for being patient with us as a species and leaving us on your back yet another day. Indy Tai Tai, Mama Kia, Star Nations, Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are nameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts and minds and souls of everyone in this circle. Please whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Please help us to see that which stands in the way of what we truly desire and want to bring in our life. Help us to see what is that big picture, that grand picture of ourselves, the highest version, what we were destined to come here to do and to be. Help us to realize that and awaken that within us. Help us to make that prayer so that we can start to become into alignment, to work towards that movement. Help us to be the change we wish to see in the world. So take a moment and feel how that has shifted where you're at. And we'll take a couple cleansing breaths. 3. Cleansing breath in, releasing breath out. Release all my words. They're really nothing. It's the energy that matters. Your heart connection of tapping into your heart. Nice breath in again. Cleansing breath out. And we're going to take a moment and connect in to become that conduit between heaven and earth. So if you're sitting on the ground, I'd like you to see roots come from the base of your spine. Or if you're sitting with your feet on the ground, see from the bottom of your feet, roots going down into the belly of the mother. Past the bedrock and down to her molten core. And feel yourself rooted in her. Feel yourself grounded and being fed by this nurturing feminine energy. And feel that coming up through your feet and in through each chakra in your root, your second, your solar plexus, in your heart, in your throat, in your third eye, and in your crown. And feel that place of the feminine holding you so sweetly, the Divine Mother. And from the top of your head, I'd like you to see a coil of light going up to the Apus, to the heavens, Father, Son, Inti Tai Tai. And feel that energy come down. It's this place of protection, this place of being held, this place of right action. How do we learn how to be in that place of right action, coupled with right heart and right mind? And see that energy coming down through each and every chakra, creating a balance within you between the masculine and the feminine, between intuition and movement. And take a moment to put your hands on your belly. Feel that place, that seat of creation, where you're sitting with this balance of the masculine and the feminine, this divine marriage. And feel creation starting to yearn in your belly, percolating. So that during this ceremony, up will come from it. Places of knowing, places of awakening. We start with our white piece of paper. Think of that as our canvas. The canvas of what we want to create. We start with sugar. The Southern Cross that will hold our prayers. So Spirit is guiding me to tell you that a helper, a helping spirit has been sent to each and every one of you. You may recognize him or her. Take a moment to connect in and feel the helping spirit that's with you, that will help guide you. Thanking them for their service. Locking eyes and feeling that connection. Become one heart, one mind. And from this place, I'm going to put your kin to up. So just know that I'm going to start it off to have it as a foundation. But know that once it's in there, you're connected to it. So as we're doing the ceremony, any prayers that come up after, just like I said, with intention in your mind's eye, send it out and it'll go right into your kin to. So, actually, I'll hand these to you. Yeah, I'll let you start. Yes. You asked your. So Johanna will call each individual person as she sees up there, and if you have more people with you, if you can, and then if you can state your name to her, we'll unmute you so we can do this where you can state your name to me so that when I place it in.
So first up will be Angela.
My name is Angela.
Hi, Angela. So you can sit and make your prayer and just blow your breath. It will come right through the screen and go right into your kin to.
Thank you.
Okay, Angela, I'm just going to have you.
Jules. Let me know when you finish your prayer.
Good. Thank you.
Jules.
Lynn, I'll go you first.
Lynn.
Okay, Lynn.
I'll bring up Sean.
Me? Thank you.
Oh,
What's wrong with that?
Sean.
and
Marilyn.
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 Now Vanity.
Vanity,
Gail. Yeah. Stacy. Stacy. O,
Bo. Hump.
and Carol, and put in the chat when you're finished with your prayers. So I can miss it.
Okay, Carol, are you done? I'm going to put it in the Despacho and know that you can continue to keep praying with it. So Carol, this is for you.
I think that's everyone.
Just want to make sure before we move forward, was that everyone? Did we miss anyone? Just pop up on chat if we did. The red wine is an offering to Mother Earth, and the white wine is an offering to Father, Son, Jinti Tai Tai. So I was guided to create a ring of fire around our despacho. I'll have Johanna hold it up just so that you can see the base and the frame. That'll be the container to hold our prayers before we start to build on it. Well, there's black seeds, black beans, or all those shadow pieces of ourself. There's dark parts of ourself that we sometimes don't want to look at and don't want to acknowledge, don't want to give credence to, but we need to own them, because in them holds power. To understand the depths and to be able to sit with it and to be okay with it. So that's around the fire, the ring of fire. I was guided. So any of those shadow pieces that we tend to try to ignore or avoid or push to the back burner, bring it up. Let the fire transmute it. Let the fire eat away at the parts that hold you prisoner so that you can own the magic and the power, so that you can become empowered again, that you are no longer victim to these shadowy pieces of yourself, but they are in alignment. So I'm not sure if anyone can see, these are, Johanna, put a couple up. They're actually candy, but they're like little Lego blocks. So when I was thinking about what I want to put in the despacho, when I was guided by Spirit, may we all build a new foundation tonight. A stronger foundation. A foundation that's not built on non-truths. That's built on integrity, of honor, of knowing, of being fully empowered. So that's the prayer. So in this moment, as I'm placing this in, make that prayer within yourself of to break away all the crumbly stuff, the stuff that holds no juice anymore, that isn't part of your destiny, part of your soul's calling. Let that all fall away and see as we're placing this in, this is that strong foundation, a spiritual strong foundation upon which spirit has you, that you are held, that container is strong. So make that prayer along with me. And as I place it in, feel that strength. Feel that ground under you becoming so much more firmed up. Being guided to put in our pieces of black licorice, and that's for protection. So how do we protect this new foundation? This new way that we hold ourselves. This new foundation we're setting for the planet and for the earth to be able to see itself differently in this birthing process. And we'll put in the seeds so that we can give these prayers and this foundation sustenance to carry out, to feel yourself getting filled up. Here, we need a little more. Now we're going to put in the shell with the fat in it. And the fat is the fuel, it's the metabolizer. It helps give life and fuel and give energy to our prayer. And this shell symbolizes the womb of the mother, but also that womb of us, that womb of creation. So we'll place it in the center. We'll place in it that place of the masculine and the feminine, that perfect balance. And not to make light of anything going on the planet right now. But what I keep hearing is we have to start bringing some joy back into our lives and not feel guilty about it. That we have to start, that's not dishonoring or disowning anything that's happening. But if we only look at the despair and don't bring in the counterbalance of love and joy, it can't come about. So may we all find ways, even if it's only once a day. These flutes represent how to sing that joy of life, how to bring joy and music and laughter and lightness into our hearts. Because as we're at this time of ascension, if we're only sitting in the place of despair, the energy you can't lift up. So may we find ways to bring in that lightness and that richness into our lives. we place in this candle so that can help us light our way in this new time, in this navigating this new world, and navigating this evolution that is happening on the planet. But to light it and navigate it, hopefully from our heart. And we put in these frogs, and the frogs bring in that element of water, but they're also the messengers. They send our message to the great mystery. So they're our envoys, and they carry our prayers. And Spirit's saying to add another layer of sweetness. So feel that sweetness coming into your life. We're all quite familiar with the bitterness in life right now. Let us help awaken the sweetness of life also. We'll add rice. Rice is that place of fertility. To make our prayers and this foundation fertile. And these beings are about the sacred power places, and also about bringing in abundance, but sourcing from them places of power. May we all find in our new foundation power sources for which we can go and be renewed, regenerated, refilled. And we place nuts in there, and the nuts are the plant medicine. So I'm hearing, may we call on the medicine to assist us at this time of the pandemic. May it come forward in the right time and in the right space. But also to bring in the medicine for each of us to heal those pieces that are up during this personal vision quest to be looked at. So as I'm doing this, Mother Ayahuasca has come into the ceremony. We put animal crackers in because the animal crackers represent those spirit helpers, all those power animals. But to me, they also always represent our four-leggeds in our life. Our four-leggeds are animals, our family, that are more like family to us. They teach us that place of unconditional love. So to me, whenever I place it in, I always like everyone to connect into that place if you have an animal or ever had an animal or had a friend who had an animal, that whenever you looked at them Think if you could really feel as amazing as what you see in their eyes. If you could really own that, of just how beautiful you look to them, how amazing you look to them. It's all without any condition. So may we find that place where we can awaken within ourselves and unconditionally love ourselves in the same light as our four-leggeds do. And also the nuts, when we talk about plant medicine, it's also about that which sustains us, giving gratitude for the plants that we eat, the food that we're given. And the same with the animals. For those of us that eat animals, thanking their spirit and their life for what they give to us, our sustenance, our nurturing. So once again, creating that place of gratitude. Then we use alphabet noodles. And what alphabet noodles are is how do we step outside of language? Step outside of that linear way of being. Is to step completely outside where it's all energetic. Think about that. When you're out in nature and you're seeing the most beautiful sunset or the most beautiful setting, there aren't even words, right? It's all visceral. It's all internal. It's all a language that is done without words. So how do we step beyond words, which to me can be so limiting, and go right into the pure energetics? And that's what this is about. How do we step beyond that and get to the pure energetics? Spirits are also saying, as those alphabet letters go in, it's also about being mindful of what your words are. How do you carry your words? Because your words matter. And especially the words you say to yourself. So those limiting thoughts, those limiting words, which eventually project out and you share with others. But it still always starts from within. So to be mindful of the words that you choose to talk to yourself with every day. We place a fig. And the fig is the ancestors of this lineage, of the lineages that we walk, but of the ancestors, the masters that are there and available for us. We just need to be reminded to invite them in. So we thank them. Thank them for their knowledge. Thank them for their sharing. Thank them for the gifts that they bring to us on a daily basis. And we always put in raisins, because this is for you to personally thank your ancestors, our bloodlines, our direct ancestors that are part of our makeup, our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents. Thanking them for all the lessons, for all that they've taught us, for all that they've passed down to us. Honoring them. Thanking them for their service. Placing in some sage, some lavender, some cedar to ground in this energy so that we can ground it into our bodies. So it's not just something that's out there. It's something that's in here, that this becomes our medicine, not just something fluffy and fun, which is fine. How do we ground it into our bodies and make it part of what we have to share with all we come in contact with? And we place money in it. Money is that place of guaranteeing the success of our despacho and our prayers, but it's also that fuel, that conduit to help bring it to fruition and to bring abundance into our life. So take a moment and breathe that in, and in whatever forms of abundance that you want to bring into your life, whether that's monetary, time, love, whatever that is, whatever you would like to bring in abundance. And Spirit's saying that the one thing that we want to bring into abundance for all human beings at this time is freedom and love, safety, nurturing, faith. And feel that in your heart. From that place, I like to add white little marshmallows. And the white marshmallows are about hope. How do we bring up hope where there's despair? These are interesting. I found these. They look like little stones, which I find so cool to represent the earth, but they're chocolate. And Pachamama, and Pachamama means Mother Earth, and chocolate you place in a despacho for Mother Earth. So when I found these, I thought how beautifully profound to have the chocolate that I'm giving her in the shape of the earth. So we give gratitude to Mother Earth for all that she gives us. She gives us a place in which to live. She gives us water. She gives us food. She gives us that solid foundation. She grounds us. She gives us life. put a feather in. So that gives our Despacho flight, gives it wings in which to take off. We also place in cotton. I don't know if this is happening for anyone else, but to me, the dream time right now is so profound. So this cotton represents dream time and about how we can dream our world into being. That we can do that awake also. We can daydream our world into being. And Spirit's saying, especially after this Despacho, to be mindful of your dreams, because you will be getting some guidance. This red fabric represents the red road, the road that we walk on this earth. So we honor that walk. And honor those native people that brought us this way to make a prayer. Most in which sacrificed their life in which we could do this. And the white is about the road to the stars. May we source from the stars in the Milky Way and the galaxies. Spirit saying, may we also know that we can shine as bright as a star. We don't need to dull our light to fit in. It is encouraging us all to shine as brilliantly as the brightest star that you see in the sky. And the rainbow yarn is indicative of the rainbow bridge. That bridge that connects from this world to the other world. Like I said, the veil is becoming so thin. But when we learn how to keep one foot in this world and one foot in the next, so that way we can be in balance. That we could be reaching for the stars, but still grounded into the earth. And also making prayers for all of our relatives on this planet and personal relatives that have recently taken that journey over the Rainbow Bridge. May it be a peaceful, gentle transition. Once again, feeding the mother. Flower petals are for healing, but I'm also doing it in the white to represent the masculine. May we all come into alignment and balance with our masculine side. May we all work with healing. The unhealed masculine within us, so that we may awaken the healed divine masculine. Place of the Pachamama and the feminine. That place of tapping in to the divine feminine that lives in each one of us. And on top, these are confetti, but they're like mirrored hearts, so that we can place that place of Munai, of unconditional love. So feel that awakening within your body. Creating sparkle, and confetti is about joy. And we place in stars so that we can the shamans say that there's one star out there in the universe that's ours. It's our birth star. It's our connection. May we all find that birth star. May we all know how to connect to its medicine. And I always add glitter because it's fun. And it's beautiful. And it's sparkly. And it just, to me, brings joy to our despacho. And then we're going to cover the whole top with our yellow roses, with the red ring around them. I chose yellow because it's about forgiveness. Because as I started in the beginning, is I'm asking forgiveness for all that I've done to perpetrate against anyone. And now I'm asking for forgiveness for anyone that I've played victim to. And mostly to myself, forgiving myself for playing perpetrator and for playing victim or martyr in any situation. And last, I'm going to place corn on top of it, because corn for the Peruvians is maybe grow great ears of corn. Maybe grow, rather than medicine that might be so singular, think of the fields of corn. So we want our prayers, we want our intentions to grow that big, to grow into great golden ears of corn. And I don't know if you can feel or sense that, but we'll bring it over, because how we work the despacho at the end is we all put energy into it. So I'll have Johanna bring it over so that you can see it. And know that this is a living prayer bundle. It's filled with our gratitude, our desires, our wishes. Our sorrows. And so from this place, I ask you all to set your intention. You can put your hands out and send your energy in and feel how it feels. Alrighty. So we will close up the despacho. Later.
Went over to you right here.
I could tell.
So we have a spider that came with us. He's right there. He's right coming at me. He's coming around.
He went into the bundle.
I don't know if anyone can see that. He's right. So, what Spirit's telling me that's very appropriate in the sense that spider is all about, it's about feminine creativity, but think about it, it's all about that the belief, the native belief is that it was spider that weaves the web of language, of the new language. So to me, that is a direct confirmation that we weaved a new language this evening, that we created a new creation story. And if we allow it to enter in and to own it, how powerful is that? That red and white.
I have them already.
We always place a kin to on the outside for any prayers that were forgotten. And know that I'm not going to burn it until tomorrow. So as this sits on the altar, with that kin to up there, if any other things come up, like in dream time that you want to release, know that even though it's sealed, it can go right in through. When we complete a despacho, we would normally clear each person since we're not in the physical. I am going to do actually, I'll do Wade. And I want him, he will be a surrogate for each person. So, and what we're doing when we're cleansing the body is we're just clearing off any energy that comes up. If you think of yourself like a rushing nesting doll, we have a physical body, emotional body, a mental body, and a spirit body. So as we work on that soul level, it can bring things up on all those other levels. So we use the despacho to actually clear your field of anything that has come up. So have yourself close your eyes and feel yourself being cleansed by the despacho and your field being reset.
And my glasses.
So that concludes our Despacho ceremony. And I want to thank you all, and I'll unmute if anyone wants to share anything. I hope you all could feel it. I know it's a little harder over Zoom. But like I said, we can transcend time and space. It was very powerful. It was very, and the spider at the end really showed me that we were able to work with this portal and know that this portal's open still for, 2-3 more days. Be very mindful what you think, what you put out there. If we can consciously try to walk like we were able to consciously be in ceremony and be in that place of keep moving with that which we want to create. And I know that that can be challenging these days, but I think that's where we learn how to make ceremony life, how to bring it into our everyday life. And to me, it's such a beautiful invitation right now. And I want to thank you all for the beautiful prayers, for the beautiful energy, and for what I believe that we put out there into the consciousness, into the collective. So I thank you and I honor you, and I'll open it up to if anyone wants to share anything. But be gentle with yourselves, drink plenty of water, honor what comes up for you, don't judge yourself, be mindful of your self-talk, let it reflect that greatest version of you. So thank you all. Oh, so I'll open it up if anyone wants to talk. You don't have to. And then once we're done, then I'll close directions. But if anyone wants to share, because I would like to create.
Hey, Candy, this is Bo.
I see you, Bo. Long time no see.
Yes, nice to see you. I just wanted to let you know that it's been a wonderful ceremony, and you're a wonderful facilitator and teacher, and I really appreciate you hosting this. So thank you.
Thank you. It's so funny. I was thinking of you today, and bam, I should have known. I would have never thought, but there you are. It's great to see you.
Thank you. It's nice to see you too. Thank you.
Anybody else that was new? I mean, could you feel it?
I brought this for my ceremony today.
Wow.
So thank you. It was a beautiful confirmation. And you are amazing. It's a pleasure and an honor to experience my first ceremony with you all. And you literally spoke the love light language that I've been making it my purpose to execute during this entire time for what we're all going through. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your heart. Thank you. Anyone else that was new want to, if it was able to convey or feel it or, no?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Things came up that resonated very true for me, what you were talking about. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. And I know it's really hard to feel it. I mean, for people that have been there, you can kind of, but it really was it was a gentle, powerful ceremony. If that's the best way I can put it. It to me, it's going to hold so much energy, but it had this such sweet gentleness, like we were just being held. Carol put in the chat that she feels new now, so that's great, and that's yeah. So we're in this beautiful vortex.
It felt like rolling thunder.
Really? It's so funny that you say that. That's what I was saying. Thunder's birthday, but one of her teachers was rolling thunder.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Anybody else? I'd say it was good. Alrighty then, so we'll close directions. And then Bo, you can't leave because I want to say hi and anyone else that wants to stay on. But we complete with closing directions because we are sending the spirits home. We're thanking them for their service because it's time for them to go bye-byes. And I hope that if you were able to connect with your helping spirit, what Spirit's guiding me to share with you is keep that relationship going. Keep having that dialogue, that connection. So, was there anything?
No.
Okay. To the winds of the south, the great serpent, Sachamama. Thank you for wrapping your cruel light around. Thank you for helping us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of the suffering and step into that place of impeccability. Thank you for teaching us how to lay belly to belly with a mother. And thank you for any and all healing that will happen on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Saturango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Thank you for mulching that which no longer serves. And thank you so much for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet yet not leave a footprint. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the emotional level. Whoa. To the north, you see the Kente, bring your hummingbird. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of stillness and flight. Thank you for teaching us how to be the eye in the center of the storm. But more importantly, continue to teach us how to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. To the winds of the east, Great Eagle, Condor, Apuchin, you who fly wing to wing with a great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with a great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, continue to teach us how to see with eagle vision, how to see the limitless possibilities available at all times, so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Back to Mama, great mother. Thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the crawly, the fin, the fur, and the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being that true alchemist and taking that which no longer serves to bring it back to us in the gifts of gold. Oh, thank you for being that place of the divine feminine. Thank you for giving us such a strong foundation. Thank you for giving us everything to sustain our life. And I'm so grateful that during this reset, you've had an opportunity to begin to heal. And I ask that you help and you guide us in how to continue to work with you. How do we become more stewards on this planet? And I hope that that awakens in other people's hearts. Oh. Inti Mama Kia, Star Nation's Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts, minds, and souls of everyone in this circle. Please continue to whisper in our ears and touch our hearts. Please allow these prayers to unfold in the most gentlest fashion. Thank you for the opportunity to be in service. Thank you for allowing me to be a hollow bone. And I thank you yet again to all the ancestors that came before me and sacrificed their lives so that I can make it through. Oh. So once again, I just want to thank everyone. Be gentle with yourselves. Keep working with this energy. And as always, I am honored to be able to be of service in this way. And thank you all.